Can you compare LED4 and PoE? Yes, absolutely. Diablo 4, casual Bob the truck driver comes back home, plays Diablo, cracks a beer open, everything's good, right? Like easy to get into, easy to follow a build guide, blah blah blah, etc. 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 Last Epoch gets a little bit more into the mathematics of how to scale damage, how to build a character. A lot of emphasis on base damage, flat damage, increased damage, more damage, damage effectiveness, this and that, right? So it has a lot of this. All of that depth is inside of Last Epoch, but it has not a lot of complexity. So everything is like very well detailed. When you hover over a skill, it tells you exactly like how its damage is being scaled. When you hover over a node, for example, it's going to tell you, oh, this does more damage, and they're going to tell you in parentheses multiplicative with our modifiers, right? So they really hold your hand while having a lot of like complex things going on, or well, a lot of depth, but without a lot of complexity. There's the in-game guide if you want to look for something. Like there's like an in-game loot filter, super easy to get into. While PoE, it's kind of like it's been around for like more than 10 years, right? And so they've had time to add a lot of content to the game and a lot of different mechanics that some of them stayed, some of them went out of the game, but ultimately it's all there's a lot of depth with a lot of complexity, and it's a lot to digest for a newer player. So I think Last Epoch kind of sits in between the Diablo franchise and the Path of Exile franchise, where it's perfect to get into like how ARPGs work. And this would be my actually the number one ARPG I would recommend for like a newer player trying to learn about ARPGs. Yeah, that was a pretty good explanation, no? That was a like, dude, I explained so well. I explained so well.